On Friday, you said we should talk about who chooses books that children should read, and I think we should talk about that too. One book that I was supposed to read as a child and absolutely hated was Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt. I thought this book was super, super boring when I had to read it in like the 4th grade. It's about a family who drank out of basically the fountain of youth. They found a spring in the ground that gave them immortality, and they have been living like this for a little under 100 years, and then this girl named Winnie Foster comes and finds them, and she's sort of kidnapped by them, but not really, and they have to tell her who they are and what they are and why it's so important to keep it a secret. And then she goes back to her family, and there's some drama in between. So there were a couple of things about this book that resonated with me when I read it when I was 9 or 10. One was when Jesse, the youngest son, who is 17 but is actually like 104, kind of says that he and Winnie, who is 11, should like run away together and get married. Once she gets older, she should drink the water and be part of their family. So I just thought that was super romantic back then. I've always kind of been a hopeless sucker for odd love stories, I guess. And the other one was the fact that at one point in the story, the family was going to get sent to the gallows and be hung. And I don't know, that just also attests to my complete fear of death by hanging, which is a topic for another day. After I watched the movie, I went ahead and reread the book and just loved it. But I got older and they made a movie and I went and saw it. It really is just a lovely book, and it asks a lot of, important questions about life and death and immortality and what's important. And as an adult, I thought about it critically and, just enjoyed the way that such big picture concepts were presented so simply and eloquently in a children's book. But as a child, I don't even remember, pondering these things. And I'm not at all trying to say that children can't process, these big, important themes, or that they shouldn't. But I also wonder how effective it can be to give children literature that they aren't interested in, to teach them the important critical reading skills that, schools are trying to teach. In my opinion, I think it's better that kids are reading something than reading nothing. But I can see from an educational standpoint that you can't necessarily teach Diary of a Wimpy Kid in a classroom. And obviously, you're never going to find a book that all of the students in your class are going to like. And even if you can't teach popular children's literature in a classroom, I don't think that that means that there's no value in reading it, or that the same lessons that they would learn in class could be applied to those stories. My first 2 years of high school, I had the same English teacher both years, and he would have us do 4 book reports over the year of books that we read on our own. And I always found that to be a fun and interesting project, because you got to see what everybody thought, and I just realized that probably lots of people didn't think it was fun and interesting, but they're not here making YouTube book review videos every week. But, it kept people reading in a way that was required reading things that they were interested in. Not that people didn't blow it off and not read books. I definitely had people come up to me and be like, hey, have you read this? So, what's it about? And it was always 2 days before the book projects were due. And, I knew they were making it up. Or, trying to make up their book reports. If you watch our videos because you're trying to do your book reports, you need to stop. And you need to read the book. I'm glad you're seeking out our opinions, but you need to be able to make your own as well. And the other part about this is that I love recommending books, and I will drive people crazy if they haven't read what I told them to read. So I'm kind of a total hypocrite in this, because I would much rather have kids reading Tuck Everlasting than Captain Underpants. But I would rather have them reading Tuck Everlasting enjoyably and understanding the concepts in it. So, I guess I'm kind of contradicting myself. But, yeah. Oh, I'd love to hear your opinions on that, or anybody else's opinions on comments, and if you've never read Tuck Everlasting, you should definitely check it out, and I will talk to you later. Bye.